One of the biggest mistakes that people go through life making is trying to help people, trying to lead people that are just unhelpable, that are just unleadable. And you might say, nobody's unhelpable, nobody's unleadable. That might be true. But just because they are helpable doesn't mean you're the one that should help them. It might not be you that can change them, that can help them. You're trying to teach this person how to do this, that, how to change their ways, become more successful, become more confident, become more stable in themselves. It doesn't matter what it is. You're trying to teach this person how to do this, or that. But it seems like no matter how much you try, they just don't change. They just don't understand. You know? And the one phrase that's going to hold all this together is going to be this: nobody understands where you're coming from until they're in your position. So people don't understand where you're coming from, right? Until they've been in your shoes. So you can be trying to tell them how to not make the same mistakes that you made. Guess what? They'll never listen. They'll only come to you once they've made that mistake. They'll come to you to help them get out of that mistake, but they won't take that beforehand information about how to stay out of that mistake. Reason I'm making this video, I'm experiencing this firsthand right now. You try to help someone, get their life together. You try to teach them how to do certain things, tell them, what they can try, how to do this, and that, and it just never works. Never take consideration of what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? They never understand that, hey, I've been through certain things that I don't want you going through. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not just telling you this to tell you. I'm trying to help you. They're not going to understand, where you're coming from until they're in your position. And I feel like if I would have learned this a long time ago, to the extent that I know now, yeah, I learned it, but you have to be real solid. Because me, even though I knew it, I would still be like, oh, it's cool, I'll still, I'll still mess with him, I'll still, be cool with him, with her, whatever. But like now it's like, no, like I can't even do it. Like if I'm putting energy into you, trying to help you out, and you don't even try to change yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you, but you ain't even trying to help yourself. Like me, it's like no longer. You gotta cut it off instantly. It's an energy drainer. You gotta think every minute adds up to an hour. Every hour adds up to a day. Every day adds up to a week. Every week adds up to a month. And every month adds up to a year. So just spending 30 minutes to a few hours here and there trying to help this person can take up months, can take up weeks, maybe months, maybe years of your life trying to help this one person. And they won't change until they've been in your shoes. And then when they're finally hurting, when they're finally struggling, when they finally need help, they'll come to you like you wasn't trying to help them the whole time. And then they'll start saying, the world is against me. Nobody wants to help me. I've been trying to help you this whole time. You never listened. They'll never understand where you're coming from until they're in your position. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like this too. And I think the most common scenario of this is your parents. My dad told me literally everything my dad has ever told me, like 99% of them has been true. Like he said, this is going to happen if you do this. This is going to happen. Here's what you need to do. You need to start doing this. And I never did what he told me to do. And guess what always happened? The exact consequence he said I would have always happens. Whether that me be broke, whether, my car go down, whether me not have a car. You know what I'm saying? Whether me, a certain relationship messes up, something. There's a reason they say you listen to older people. They've been through life. There's a difference between respecting older people just because they're older and like actually understanding that they have more knowledge than you. Just because you don't want to respect someone just because they're older doesn't mean you shouldn't learn from them. You should learn from every older person, except finances. Them older people don't know what it's like today. But as far as life experience and building relationships and trust and all that, and how to get through certain events in life and certain chapters and ages, listen to older people, whether that be your boss, whether that be your coach, whether that be your dad, whether that be your uncle, whether that be your brother who's just 10 years older than you. It doesn't matter who. When someone of the same gender is trying to give you advice and they're older than you, just listen. Because you might think, oh, this is BS, I'm not going to need it. Hey, they could be saying some real valuable stuff. And you know what's happening when you're not listening? You're just not getting where they're coming from. You know why? Because you're not in their position. Or you haven't been in their position. That's all it is. It's like football. All the receivers will say being a receiver is harder than being a corner. But as soon as they start playing corner, guess what? They realize what's harder. You know why? They don't understand how it is or where the corners are coming from until they're finally in that corner position. And they gotta play it. And they gotta play it good and make something happen. And guess what? When they can't play it good and they let everybody down, guess whose fault it is? Nobody but theirs. You know why? They didn't listen. They didn't understand that, hey, maybe corner is hard, so I should try extra hard in practice when I'm doing this. Maybe this is more intellectual, so I should, think more when I'm doing this. Maybe this will cost more, so maybe I should save and invest more. That way I can get to this point by this age. It's for everything. If someone's giving you advice, take it. Take the advice. You will never have all the knowledge in the world, but you can always make sure you have as much as possible. And by having as much as possible means listening to people, reading books from knowledgeable people, successful people, whether that be watching a podcast. There's plenty of ways to get you prepared for the hard times that will come, because they will. People think life is easy. Life's not easy. You can make life easy, but when you first starting off, life ain't easy. And some of y'all who are my age watching my video, y'all might still be with your parents. Y'all might, still have your parents buy all your cars and clothes and all that. Cool. But I'm letting you know right now, be prepared. There's currently someone I'm trying to help get on their feet, but it seems like they just don't want to even get themselves on their feet. You can give someone all the lessons in the world. You can tell them all the struggles you've had and how you overcame them, but they still won't listen. That's why I say stop wasting your time on people who won't listen to you. Stop wasting your time trying to help someone that won't listen, and just stick to yourself. Instead of me putting, 30 minutes here, an hour here, 45 minutes here, 2 hours here to help this person, all that time adds up to a few months for me, for this one person, that I could have had all those months working on, this business, all those months working on, going to the gym, all those months, picking up extra shifts at work or not calling out to help somebody that I care about, extra time helping the right person that could use the help instead of the wrong person. It's going to drain you your time, and then not only drain your time, it drains you, it drains your energy, it drains you mentally, and then for me, it just makes me not like the person as much. Like if I keep trying to help you and help you and help you, and you never take thought of anything I say, it's like they listen to you, but they never do anything. So it's like, I just look at you like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to help you out. The best thing you can do for those type of people is to just let them get into that position. And when they come to you asking for help, just say, look, I told you how to avoid this position and you didn't listen. So you're going to have to figure out how to get out of it. That's the best you can do for these people. You know why? You have people who are willing to learn early from, other people, and you have people who learn from their own experiences. The good thing is to do both, but some people strictly learn from one or the other. Some people can do 100 dumb things and they'll never learn until someone tells them. And some people will never learn what anyone tells them until they do their own stupid things. So if you have the person who never learns until they do that stupid thing, you have to let them do that stupid thing. Stop trying to save them. Y'all can still be cool, hang out, but stop wasting your time trying to help them do something when you know they'll never start. They always tell you of this dream and aspiration. And I've tried a million different things and failed at a million different things. But the thing is, I'm always trying something new. I'm never just not doing anything. It's okay to not, when someone tells me their goals and aspirations, instantly in my mind, I'm like, how long will you stick to it? But I'm not like, you can't do it. You know why? Because even if you don't stick to that, you're trying something. You're gaining a experience. You're trying something new, learning something new, whether it be for the better or for the worse, for positive or for negative. It doesn't matter, for gain or for loss. As long as you're trying something and gaining an experience or a skill or a event that will give you a certain mentality, it doesn't matter whether it's positive or not. Just do something. And with these people, they never do anything. They don't do bad or good. They just do nothing. Sometimes you have to do bad. And I feel like these people are scared to do bad when they don't understand. You have to go through the bad first. I had to go through the bad first. When I first got my apartment, I had to be broke first before I could come up. When my car went down, I had to walk and bike everywhere before I could get my new car. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go, and that's just something small. Imagine something big. Imagine not having family and you go homeless. You ain't got nowhere to live. You're gonna have to be homeless before you can get your house. It could be something big like that. But like I'm saying, no one will understand where you're coming from until they're in your position. And this is just something that I take, especially for guys. That helps females, but especially guys. Because especially as a guy, when you don't have a backup plan, you know what I'm saying? You don't have looks to fall back on. You don't have social media to fall back on. You can't just make a OnlyFans or start doing corn. You have to put work in to be successful. And when someone's trying to, teach you how to do that, and you don't want to take the advice, you want to fail. But all you say every day is, I want to be rich, I want to be successful, I want to be this. But you don't do anything. That's what I'm saying. You have people who there's everybody talks, but some people talk and actually try. Some people talk and actually do. Some people talk and never attempt. And the only bad one is the people who never attempt. Even if you try and fail, at least you tried. And then if you try and succeed, amazing. But the only one that's actually bad, where you lose respect, is not even attempting. Because why aren't you trying? You said you want to do this, never tried. Then you said you want to do this, never tried. Then you said you want to do this, never tried. Compared to me, I tried drop shipping 3 times. I've had 6 YouTube channels. One of them, I have 1,500. I've gotten to 1,500 subscribers. I'm restarting on this channel. I've got other channels over. I got another channel over 300, another over 200, and then 2 channels over 100. And then this one is almost at 70. I'm staying consistent on this one now. It's not just that. I've tried drop shipping. I've tried day trading. I've tried content creation. I enjoy making music, so I used to rap. Now, that's not what I want to do as a career. That'd be more so, a hobby or a passion on the side. But I wouldn't know that's just a hobby or a passion unless I tried to do it professionally and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? You have to try stuff. Don't just sit there doing nothing. I failed at almost everything I've done, but I've gained knowledge and experience I wouldn't have had if I never tried it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go through something. And that's what you're trying to push these people to do is look, do this. Because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. I can tell you all the information in the world and you're still going to go through a hard time eventually. But the point is, I'm giving you the experience and knowledge that I had to, learn the hard way. Hoping that you don't have to go through as hard as I did or the exact thing that I did. And you can apply my, life experience to a different scenario. Because at the end of the day, you're going to go through something bad regardless. Something hard regardless. You're going to go through. So you can't just avoid it. You can't just teach someone how to avoid a hard time. The goal is to prepare them. And if they don't want that book bag full of equipment and tools to fight off all the bad things coming, you gotta drop the book bag. You're trying to handle them a 100-pound book bag full of, a sword, a knife, a gun, a hammer, a fire starter, food, water. You're trying to give them a 100-pound book bag. That way they're prepared for everything, but they won't even grab it from you. They won't even attempt. You know why? It's too heavy for them. And instead of taking out the sword or taking out some water or taking out something, they just don't take anything. And that's like the information. Instead of taking a little bit of information, they just don't take any of it. They don't try anything at all. So, that's what I'm saying. Even if you can't take the full 100-pound book bag, take the 50 pounds. Just take half of it out. Take 75% of it out and just take 25 pounds. Even if you can only take 10 or 5 pounds, something is better than nothing. Take some of the information. And if you're the person, and you should know this is you, but if it is you, you're probably going to be arrogant and say it's not. But if you're the person who has a friend who's always trying to help you, trying to teach you something, trying to tell you something they've been through, that way you don't have to go through it, and you don't apply any of it to your everyday life, do you want to fail? Do you want to succeed? What do you actually want in life? You need to, be better. I know, like I say, I know that bed is comfortable. I know those video games are comfortable. I know that peace is comfortable. But guess what? Maintaining is easier than achieving. Achieve is the hard part. It's like losing weight. Losing weight is the hard part. But once you lose the weight, maintaining that weight is easy. All you have to do is be consistent with whatever you do. Or money. Making the money, making $1 million is hard. But once you have $1 million, once you have a $1 million income, keeping the income by just maintaining the streams of revenue and income is simpler than making it. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier than originally getting there. It's easier. The goal is to make life as easy as you can, because life will never be easy, but you can make it as easy, as simplified as possible by getting to where you need to be. Take the information someone is giving you and use it. Get up to the certain level that they're trying to put you on, and once you're there, just stay there. What's harder, climbing stairs or walking on a straight floor, walking on a flat floor, flat surface? Go up the stairs and then just stay on the flat surface. Never go back down the stairs. You know why? Once you go back down the stairs, you have to go back up again to get back on that flat surface. It's as simple as that. If someone's trying to teach you, take the information. And if you're trying to teach somebody how to be better and they never take information, they never listen, Stop wasting your time and energy trying to help that person. Like I said, they'll never understand where you're coming from until they're in your position.